Everybody knows the fact is fixed. It's not a drill. It's not a game. It is the real world. Thank you for joining us. Wayne Madsen coming up in about 10 minutes and more of your phone calls. Here's the bottom line. When I got up here on air in the last 13 years and talked about how the military was preparing to take over America, I didn't know when it was going to happen. I just went to urban warfare drills where the military admitted they were practicing to break up our families and take our guns. Then I found out about Rex 84 and congressional hearings about FEMA camps. And I got the congressional video of it and made films and interviewed police chiefs they tried to buy off. And I found out that you have a drug-dealing, child kidnap ring running, private global corporate group of just totally ruthless people that launder money, create Ponzi schemes, get all their power through the regional private central banks that issue the currency and credit, that this sick crew of criminals who all one-up each other on the most evil stuff they can do are also eugenicists and believe that we're scum and trash and deserve to die, as the White House science czar writes and says, in Eco-Science. And it's been clear in the last 7-8 years they were going to use vaccines as one way to do it. And through the shots give you a binary weapon so they can later give you the other half and kill you, but then they won't be affected. And then it turns out we've got government documents about soft kill weapons, and in here they talk about vaccines that sterilize you, and the South Africans do it. These big CNN producers have now made a report about it. I mean, this is really going on. And it's covered in the film Anthrax War that we carry at Infowars.com. They're on the bookstore. So I told people back in January and March and April, January, February, March, April, I said, I think they're going to play the flu card. March 5th, I did a whole show on it. And I said, they're getting the troops ready. They're getting the mass graves ready. They're getting the National Guard ready. They're getting the troops ready to lock down the cities under Northcom, Brigade Homeland. It isn't just Bush, it's Obama. It's seamless integration. It's all staged. People would laugh at me even when I held up government documents, and they would say it wasn't real. Now, you can just Google the term or search engine the term, but let's do that for folks right now. Search engine the term internment resettlement specialist. You'll be at army.mil, nationalguard.mil, saying we're setting up camps in America. We need to be able to rehabilitate and re-educate the American people. We need you to run these camps. And they admit they're building them now, and it's all over the news. See, they just the media knew they were there. They just had to stall long enough to get that it was for the flu in place. But they built this all years ago. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to do it this fall. They already tried the Model States Health Emergency Powers Act, forced inoculation, 2002, 2003. 14 million of their own first responders said they wouldn't take the shots, the vast majority, so they suspended it. They're going to try it again, but each time training us to accept it. But with the flu, people weren't scared of them saying you got to take the shots for smallpox. It's a federalization drill. It's a UN control drill. It does all these different things. It trains us to go under their control, trains us to accept in our body what they want to force in our body, sets that precedent. Now everybody's freaking out because CNN's reporting military planning possible H1N1 outbreak. Gates memo announces final assimilation of National Guard into the reserves. Boston.com, state takes extra steps in flu battle, deputizes dentists, others to help with vaccinations, forced vaccinations. Virus vaccine contains cancer viruses. Bild.de, top German news. Congressman, Obama could use pandemic to declare martial law. Now it's all coming out. Stay with us. We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Wayne Madsen is one of the first international journalists reporting from Capitol Hill, saying the top virologist he talked to said the H1N1 was manufactured. That then came out in BBC, The Spiegel. They looked at it. It is manufactured. They don't know by who. But the issue is it's only killed 1,800 and something in the other hemisphere during the peak of the season. The U.S., 37,000, 36,800 and something, I round up. Let's just say 36,000, 37,000 die a year from regular flu. What is going to happen when tens of thousands die from the flu? They can shut everything down. It's training for federal takeover, training for UN under level 6 takeover, which under level 6 we're under WHO control, World Health Organization. Now, I kept telling you, because I'm only going off the Model States Health Emergency Powers Act, that's federal law, for them to lock down the cities, forcibly inject you, take you to sports stadiums. I mean, I've read hundreds of articles on air over the last 8 years or so, 7 years, that they've been hyping this, where they admit that they're going to lock down the cities and forcibly inject you. I mean, it's not like people are saying, how did you know this? It's all coming true. This is what they said they were going to do. So everybody's calling up, freaking out, emails, calls to the office, everybody going nuts. You should be upset, but this is standard procedure. See, I mean, people keep thinking I'm making all this up. I'm going off their own admissions. I keep saying that, but it's incredible. I mean, I'll get calls from the national media going, you said they were doing gun confiscation drills in Iowa. And the Southern Poverty Law Center is attacking me all over national news saying I was reading out of the Iowa newspaper where the Army officer was there saying it was a gun confiscation drill. I mean, it just makes my head spin. You know, it's like when I tell you there's a Army field manual, and I read the Army field manual number to you earlier. Let's punch up the actual manual that tells them how to stage terror attacks against people to blame it on them. And I told you that the key to them implementing this flu, this dark winter, I told you the key to that would be if they simultaneously say gun owners are militias, are white supremacists, so they demonize gun owners and militias, and are planning to strike. And I said, if the Southern Poverty Law Center, because they're the real in-the-field people, that's who I always see with their hands in the really dirty stuff. If you see them come out and say that and launch that play, I mean, they're in motion right now. Quarterback's going back, about to do a Hail Mary, and I'm like, Mayday, folks, they're about to do it. And now they're launching the ball. Yesterday they released the ball. I mean, they're definitely going for it. And, well, if I was a Fed and could take off the next few months and had hours built up or retirement built up, I'd get the hell out of there. I mean, let me tell you, because I know the number one target of the globalists. And is if you see suspicious people getting out of a Ryder truck in front of your building, you better hit the ground fast. So what I've laid out is that I'm now every point, I've laid this out on record. If this happens and then they do this and then they do that, look out. And the exact pattern is now all the green lights are going doot, 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 doot. Launch. They're turning the keys to run the operation. And I'm on air telling you, ladies and gentlemen, state takes extra steps to battle the flu in the fall, deputizes citizens, others to help with vaccinations for forced inoculations, Boston Globe. And then I've got, where was my incredible headline I had during the break? Did I run out with that article about the, oh, here it is. National Guard drill at high school, prepare for possible H1N1 riot. National Guard takes over school in swine flu riot drill. That's the Sun Journal. Cancer viruses in the vaccines. Bild magazine, top German news. Congressman Obama could use pandemic to declare martial law. We'll hit this. Go to Wayne Madsen for the balance of the hour. Coming up, this is key. This is Alex Jones with 5.